Well, hey, Cancer. How about a reading from your metal dog today? A little message came through. It said, do a reading for Cancer. So here I am. Your wish is my command, Cancer. Okay. This is a message from your future self. And we're going to start with a couple oracle cards, then get into the tarot. See what your future self wants you to know. Maybe we'll get a sense of when that future self is. We shall see. I have a little cough from running. Okay. Cancer. This is an interesting one. There is a sea in your future, marine life. Me, this makes me think about, well, Cancer. You guys are deep water people. There's a lot of life under the surface. And you do tend to be private people. I'm seeing, for some reason, this cough will go away. Sorry. This shark looks crabby to me. And there's just a lot going on. And the shark's a little bit like, when is the holiday season going to be over? I don't know. That's a funny message. Okay. And on the bottom, we see Earth. She wants to be talking to us a lot right now. This card comes up almost every reading, no matter who I'm giving it for, but especially in collective readings. So, Cancer. We're gonna look at. That's the last time I'm coughing. Body. Okay. The depths of the Cancerian, all that's living, all that is going on beneath your surface. And in some way, our Mother Earth is here as well. Of course, marine life is a part of Earth. It's funny, we can think of the ocean as separate from Earth. But as I look at this image, I know that doesn't make sense because the ocean is on Earth. But we think of land versus Earth. And I see her kind of like in, like a wave when you go, like when a surfer goes in a wave and it makes a tunnel. That's what I'm seeing this Earth. She is in the, what's it called? I know the word for it. When the wave makes that tunnel. She's in there, speaking to us from deep in the ocean. There's a lot going on. Okay, what else? Yeah, this is another water creature, the caiman. A hunter. A sneaky, subtle hunter. And a grasshopper is coming up here on the bottom for you. I haven't met this grasshopper before. The caiman is very strategic and waits for its moment. Let's see what the grasshopper it seems to be about. It seems kind of airy to me. Okay. Cancer. The grasshopper wants to tell you about moving forward, faith, and adventure. Drawing this card tells you to take a leap of faith. Grasshoppers only jump forward, never backwards or sideways, and without uncertainty. Well, that's cool. It may be time to move forward in your life, so go forth and trust your intuition no matter the outcome. Now is the time for a new adventure. Move to a new city, take a road trip, dye your hair a weird color. There's been a lot of that going on these days. I'm trying to think of which deck I want to use here. I'm wanting to do the Dark Tarot for the for the baseline of this reading, and then I will clarify. I think I know what I'm going to clarify with, but we'll see as we proceed. Okay, so this is a message, Cancer, for you from your future self, channeled by your metal dog, who feels silly and wants to tease you about being a grumpy shark during the holidays. But there is a message here of leaping forth in your life, and I like that for you. I think in our last reading, there was a feeling that I had of our differences, where you're moving forward, but from my vantage point, it can look like you're holding still. And one of my Cancer friends and I joked about that. So let's see here. What does the Dark Tarot and your future self want to tell you today, Cancer? All right, well, I wanted these cards here. So the first card is the reason for this message. Okay, and I'm going to pull 2 cards for that because 2 cards came out. And I love these for you, Cancer. We get the High Priestess and we get the Moon. So we get mystery, all of that is going on beneath your surface, your privacy, your secrecy, your intuition. The High Priestess is walking amongst these dragons. That's what they are. Yeah, they're dragons, of course. And she's not scared. She is comfortable in the darkness on her moon journey. And the dragons make me think of air, of the mind, but also just of like the energies out there. And then the Moon is this, all of these women have big bad swords in some way, or many of them. And here she is in the moonlight, ready to go forth on this journey. Okay, so this reading is about a mystery, a secret, something that you intuitively may know, but which you are being called to explore here by your future self, who is saying to you, Cancer, you might want to do this. And here's some advice for you on the way. First of all, you need to face this. This is the card for what you need to face. And that is a 5 of Pentacles. This is your abandonment, the feeling of being left outside. So that's, we'll learn more about what's going on there with you. But this would suggest that you need to look right there at your abandonment issues. Or in some way that from your perspective, you're locked out of some place that you feel you want to be in. And that is quite often a perspective that is going to be driving your life, and that you just, if you notice this, then it might change for you. What you want to let go of is the Queen of Pentacles. The Security Queen. God, am I going to be able to do this reading here with this cough? Okay, the Queen of Pentacles. Pardon me, if you're still here, because it's really annoying that I'm coughing. That's what you need to release. That's your physical, earthly needs, home, job. I always think of the Queen of Pentacles, I call her the Security Queen. She also knows her worth. So, I mean, all the queens are amazing. But I've met a few of these security queens. You know, they stay married for security. They stay in a situation, a job, for security. They're not happy, but they're willing to sacrifice their happiness for security. And that's, I don't know why that is coming through strongly. Take or leave. But the other parts about her, it could be somebody in your life that you're supporting, that you're the security for this person. And it doesn't mean you let go of them. It just means that you can shift into, hey, you're responsible for yourself. I'm responsible for myself. In this reading, the relationship I think that I want to know more about is how this letting go, how this relates to your feeling of also being abandoned and left out, it gave me the initial feeling that you're the one that's been seeking security and somehow frustrated in trying to get that. But we'll find out more as we clarify. The tarot would like you to know that there is some kind of a Knight of Wands. This is the quick, passionate, creative, driven energy. Could be somebody, a fire sign. This is the season of Sagittarius. It could be about that. But when I think of the tarot wanting you to know, there could be somebody in your life who's romancing you in some way or something like that. But it's coming up. It can come up as like careful because this person may be, they can have commitment issues, if you want commitment, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles here. So if you let go of the Queen of Pentacles, you can have a lot of fun with the Knight of Wands. You can just really have great sex and, but don't count on them marrying you or filling your needs for security. But we'll find out more about what that's about, Cancer. Your future self is the Knight of Cups. So this is you in the future with your good heart, carrying it forth, living from your heart. Another messenger. So you have a message, a watery message that is coming as a result of this journey that is looking like a moon journey, in which you will follow your intuition and release your need for security and really look at the feeling that you have that you're abandoned, that you're outside. There may be that you need to know there's self-pity going on for you. And if you look at that, you might have a choice, like maybe to not see yourself in self-pity, because your future self is really the most beautiful knight in the deck. This one is, I am biased. I prefer heart people, emotionally deep people. It's one of the reasons I love Cancer, Cancerians. So coming from the heart instead of a need for security, these can be in opposition. And then there's passion here with the Knight of Wands that the tarot wants you to be aware of. We will find out more. Underlying energies, a lot going on. I'm not going to tell you all of it, but it's basically wish fulfillment, inspiration, clarity, quick movement, emotional depth, and victory. It looks good underneath here. That grasshopper energy of finally moving forward, of leaping forward. It's like a fool energy, the grasshopper, that leap of faith that is taken. And I love that I just learned that they only leap forward. That's a beautiful thing. And then there's this more subtlety of the caiman. Actually, let's look the caiman up. This looks like a cute little mini crocodile here. It's not so cute when you read about it, as I recall. Let's see. Number 36. Caiman, primordial. That's very moon energy, right? Strength, meditation, stealth. With their excellent camouflage and ability to remain perfectly still, the caiman would be almost impossible to spot on a night canoe ride on the Amazon. They would be almost impossible to spot, except for the telltale red color that reflected from their eyes against our lights. In Inca mythology, caimans were supposedly considered the world's first creature. They have, after all, existed since the dinosaurs. The caiman is capable of lying perfectly still, waiting for its prey. When the time comes, it is ready to strike with efficiency and skill. So this is a survivor, very stealthy. It goes back to the time of dinosaurs. So there's this kind of ancient depth to you, within this message for you. the marine life, a lot going on beneath your surface or the surface. So there may be, so like we're we're shown by your future self some things that you might want to look at here. Okay, let's clarify with the deck my mom gave me for Christmas, which is the True Heart. I want to say True Heart deck. True something. Okay, we're going to clarify the reason for this message, which is very mysterious. The moon and the high priestess. Deep, intuitive, spiritual knowledge, the depths. Yeah, this wants to be shuffled here. I have a song in my head. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not one of those readers like, the song in my head you need to know. Although I find that very endearing when readers do that. I love it. Mostly I just get relentless songs in my head these days from my recent study of house music and house dance moves for when I go out partying one day. Okay, we're clarifying the moon and the high priestess. Oh, let's have some more moon. Here's your moon. A more traditional with the two towers. I like the pyramids in this deck that are kind of causing us to reflect inwardly deeply, and yeah. So I'm caused to think about and to suggest that you consider your relationship with the moon and its movements. I don't know where the moon is today. I could look it up, but it's on this phone. But we are coming into a new moon or a dark moon, as well as a solar eclipse on Saturday. And that will be in whatever is opposite of Sag. It would be, I'm thinking it's Gemini. But check my work, because I don't actually know, because I haven't been wondering about that lately. The Chariot. See, you're moving. This is your grasshopper energy. There is a journey here. There is movement. You've been stuck, stagnant, and justice. Woo! Cancer. All right. Okay. You are going on a journey. You are the hero of your journey. This is a journey in which you will seek justice. And yeah, it looks like your sense of fairness and of balance. Sometimes justice, we can see the scales will not be balanced. For some reason, her wrists seem bound here. And that is the sense that I have of, and I think it's coming up here with the Cayman, like this stealth, this ability to hold seemingly completely still, this incredible patience that I certainly don't have, that I think of Cancers having. Yeah, and then she's balancing her little feet on the sword, which represents truth. It looks very much about going into your darkness, going to where you intuitively already know where you need to go, with the momentum of the Chariot. That's your card, Cancer. It never seems like your card because of the slow wateriness, but you are a cardinal sign. You can start shit, and then you give it to like a fixed sign, like a Scorpio, like me, to finish it, because you just have so many ideas. Yeah, well, I'm excited to know more about your journey. So let's see, as you go upon this journey, what you must face is this sense of being left out, feeling abandoned and like an outsider. Okay, let's see. My dog has a message for you, and he's come over to sit by me while I do your cards. He's a good boy. Okay. Yeah, she's very sad. Poor baby outside, the big walls. And I think what you want to see always in a Five of Pentacles, a good one, is that light there. That there is a place, a way to go, and it is towards the light. You don't have to sit alone in the shadows. You can go towards that unknown, perhaps, light. And there is a strong sense of, in the moon energy here, which is the reason for this message from your future self. There's a strong drawing of you towards light, somehow. Moonlight. Okay. King of Swords, a philosopher king. In this deck, quite a man spreader. He, like Justice, is holding the sword of truth. He is of the sign of air. I'm really seeing for the first time that there's this little dragonfly behind him. I want to look closely at him. I was quite put off by this posture, but we can also see the symbol for earth air on the ground there at his feet. And then there's all of this air coming up around him. So air is your intellect. It is cold. It is warm and moist within the science of the tarot or of astrology. But it comes through in the tarot as cold because we think of our minds as cold. Like I'd say modern ideals of rational thought cause us to think that we can think without our hearts. I think the philosopher King of Swords has gone to battle, and he has tried this, and he has found it lacking. And that this dragonfly represents the sort of friendly notion that you can carry the truth from your heart. But that is my reading of it. So what else do we have here? There's your changing your perspective on this Five of Pentacles. Hanged Man, hang out until you see things clearly. And thirdly, Three of Discs. This is collaboration with others, with your fellow people. You're building together. So they have all the pieces in their hands, and they can make one complete thing collaboratively. So since you're feeling alone and isolated, it's interesting that the cards take you through a perspective shift that happens through the Hanged Man. As you hang upside down and see the world from that vantage point, you have access to what is coming through to me is a very rooted wisdom. This is wisdom rooted in the earth. You can see like that the roots of the tree and the branches of the tree. This is upside down, right? So I've turned the hangman upside down. You can see that there is a mirror image of the tree, roots and branches, and that the light, what do you think? I feel it's coming up from the earth. When I turn it this way, there's a kind of shining outward. You can see it either way. It's coming in or going out. It's coming in for me here from the earth. And remember, this is your earth woman, your goddess of earth, the empress, who is surfing here. And she has gone into, I've never surfed, but in movies, that is like this quiet place that is in tension. The holding of that circle is in tension, and it will close. And then this, I always imagine it as silent. This is you and the wave and the imminent breaking of that tunnel as it collapses and you get churned up and confused in the force of the ocean. And then it also always amazes me how that ocean, which is so powerful when you're surfing or body surfing, as I have done, that underneath is this really quiet world with all these living beings. Same with rivers. I'm a river girl. So there's definitely this tension between what's coming through as a powerful, volatile force and the quiet that comes before collapse, but also that there is in that quiet under the surface wisdom that is coming up to you through, yes, the sword here is bringing truth up from the earth here that seems annoying and phallic, that this is between his man spreading legs, but in fact, like, if I read it this way, this is truth coming from earth, much like we see here. Sorry, my gender analysis is a bit crude there, but you're feeling left out, and through some shift in some changing of perspective, you do end up collaborating here. And so this moving from isolation and loneliness and a feeling of being left out into this very meaningful collaboration in which you make real in the world a vision that you share with others. Okay, so what you need to let go of is the Queen of Pentacles, the security queen. She knows her worth. She is of earth. Oh, I just noticed that in the background there, deep in that tunnel, which sort of references for me this moon journey, is there's like a shadowy dude. They're usually her husband, the king, or her counterpart in this deck. They're all monster kings for some reason. And it's not in my desire to have like a monster king partner, but you know, I'm just a humble gay girl. So if you're, if you relate to that desire for like a super massive, monstrous partner, there you go. Okay. So this is what you want to let go of. The King of Cups is here. Scorpio energy, water sign, emotional. He's quiet. He's the quiet guy. Emotionally mature, but also very self-sacrificing. King of Cups. The Fool. Okay, this is that grasshopper energy, the leap of faith that we saw before. The Two of Swords, which denotes like a decision point where you go inward and you're like, start day or night. The choices are here in this image, day and night. You're blindfolded because you're looking to your inner resources, but it can be a lack of decision. So your decision would appear to be between this King of Cups and this Fool's journey. And that makes perfect sense. Of course, the Queen of Pentacles is way more inclined to hang on to this King of Cups than she is to let it all go and just run off on the fool's journey. I notice that the way that the cards are on the table is like this, and so the moonwalk here, the moon journey, the night journey that this is about, calls you to the Fool, as does the grasshopper. The King of Cups makes me think strangely of this caiman, this really deep, watery guy who is just able to wait and wait and wait forever. And he's worth waiting for. Sorry, I covered my mouth. He's kind of worth waiting for because of that depth and of that emotional maturity. And, you know, he's going to be present for you, or, you know, if this is you, two sides of you between this King of Cups and this Fool. You are like the Queen of Pentacles. You're worth waiting for. You're worth caring for. Or this person, this other, I don't know why the Queen of Pentacles always seems to be a wife for me. And so then in my mind, I'm hooking her up with this King of Cups, like in a partnership. And I can even sort of see this Fool as a third person, an inner child or an actual child. And yeah, so this is something, it's a dilemma that you need to let go of. And I almost feel like it's not like divorce it or walk away from it, but it is that you've been focusing here. And what the cards are saying is look at this. You need to face this feeling of abandonment. You need this perspective shift, and that this beautiful collaboration will become possible once you look at that. But you've been very centered on your family. That's a message for some of you. You've been looking in one place, but you need to look at another. And I'm going to say the Queen of Pentacles is very loving, nurturing. She can maybe sacrifice herself for others. I just think of that as something that Cancerians can do. And because you're being called on this intense moon journey, like the High Priestess and the Chariot are here to help you and justice is in play, I agree with the tarot that looking at this kind of mundane dailiness of your security, your home life, that this is that getting caught up in this Two of Swords, like this or this, this or this, this or this, like quit it. I agree with the tarot. There's something bigger for you to look at and turn to that this is too small of a thing to be focusing on. So pardon me, take or leave that, but that is this message. Okay. So what the tarot wants you to know is about this Knight of Wands. And it's a funny card because it's snowy here. And so it gives me a cold feeling, but there's a lot of movement in the Knight of Wands. And I don't know what the story is here. And sometimes I question these cards. And in this case, I always question, like, why is the Knight of Wands portrayed like this? There's this archer that I think of like Robin Hood coming out of the woods to talk to this guy on the white horse, right? And I always wonder, like, what is going on in this encounter? There's the guy who's riding up with the guy on, who's the Knight of Wands? Usually the knight is the guy on the horse. And what does Robin Hood want to say to him? Just telling you what I see. Let's find out here. What's going on? It seems like a conversation here. Okay. Four of Wands. I will show you this in a minute. I want to pull all of these. There's the High Priestess again. So this is something that the cards say you already know intuitively about this. And Temperance. Big cards. Okay. So I'll show you what you have. So you get the Four of Wands card of union with the person that gets you. This is a party. This is the people you get to be yourself with. It's one of the love cards. It's the happy, passionate connection. It's very often a marriage. The High Priestess. Look at the moon there, is showing you another world. It is an ocean setting. There's the light coming in, much like in your Hanged Man image. That light, that's insight coming in. We're shining behind you. She has a book or a piece of paper. And these columns that represent foundations, secret knowledge. But the High Priestess is not about structure. She is about this intuitive knowing that's really outside of structure. So that's a contradiction with, that's a tension with this Four of Wands, which is very much stability. Everything's up on the surface. That's why I associate it with authenticity. Like one of the readers I follow, Mystic Witch, talks about, I'm like, is that her name? But who cares? Like a table and a chair and chairs, they all have four legs. So the four wands represent stability. So it's just a different kind of stability from that which the Queen of Pentacles, what you're being taught to let go of, this mundane level. And then there's Temperance waiting here, like she's an angel, one foot on land, one foot in the water, emotions and earth, water and earth, the 3D and the, the emotional realm. And she is waiting to get the right mixture. She's like, it's your feelings, right? Let me just consider this. Let me take time to get this right. It's a very patient energy. It contradicts so much with the speed of that we associate with the Knight of Wands, who wands are the fastest in the deck. Yeah, it makes me think back to justice, that this is a part of the point of this journey that you're going on, is to discover balance. And temperance can be healing as you consider, and this seems very Cancerian to me, to be in the water and in the High Priestess, intuitively knowing something. It's saying wait. So there's something around a partnership or a relationship, or this Three of Pentacles that you're supposed to be paying attention to as intention. There's a lot of tension here. So go with your intuition and be patient around this Four of Wands, this collaboration, this party, this friendship. There's something around this that's going too fast. And it's very contradictory imagery, because the Knight of Wands is known to have trouble committing, and the Four of Wands is so much read as commitment. So if you were looking for commitment with the Knight of Wands, you might be in for a surprise. So you ought to take time and trust your intuition. And that's what Robin Hood is coming up to this knight to converse with this knight about. And Robin Hood has a bow and arrow. And so the arrow makes me think not of wands, but of swords, of truth. So he's saying to the knight, I'm calling him Robin Hood, the archer, is saying to the knight, are you in or are you out? Are you staying or are you going? Where are you going? Why are you going? Why are you all saddled up? Where are you guys going? They seem to be coming from a castle on the hill. So they've left the home, the kind of the 3D, the place where the Queen of Pentacles resides. And they're going because they're driven by will, represented by the wands, and by passion and desire. They may be riding towards a Four of Wands, or they may be riding away from it. You intuitively know. But if you don't know, the tarot says you don't yet know, you're not clear on this, and it's wanting you to understand this. Your future self speaking to you through these cards wants you to know that you should wait and trust your intuition. You'll know about this Four of Wands, this commitment, authentic, loving connection, very passionate. It doesn't have to be romantic. But hold on, because you don't know something about this knight. Okay, this is your future self. This is you in the future. This is the classy love offer, the Knight of Cups. When she's riding a strange beast. I'm looking for her cup. Because what I actually see her holding is a staff. Oh, I mean, I would almost read her as like a Knight of Wands. But the cards say she's a Knight of Cups, and that's you in the future. So let's see here, Cancer. The Magician. Manifester, have all the tools. You have the wands, the cups, the swords, and the pentacles. There's an infinity sign. Look at the moon and all the planets around this magician. So from this moon journey, you acquire knowledge. It's cosmic knowledge. It's an ability to make real, much like this. This is a collaboration that makes something real together. The magician is able to do this through combination of all of the elements. And 7 of Discs. Putting in the work, leaning on the wand. This is, I've talked about this in another reading. This is absolutely fascinating and truly weird 7 of Discs, which 7 of Pentacles. It's usually like somebody's working and working and they're just waiting for the fruits of their labor. It can be kind of a stagnant energy. This has a feeling of a great deal of time passing, right? Those heads remind me of fallen civilizations. And then this little vine is growing up on this rock, growing up around and going to grow over these artifacts of a previous civilization. So this is a very long process in the making here. Thirdly, it's 7 of Swords. There's so much secrecy and mystery, Cancer. Those little foxes are talking to each other. They know. I've had this with Pisces readings before, like where the 7 of Swords comes in not as like the thief and the knight, but as like a private little collaboration. Oh, I see. I didn't see this, you probably did. But this is a person in a coat, and they've turned their back and they've got all these swords behind their back, and then on their shoulders, we see these little foxies. They're holding, he's got his fingers crossed like he's lying, and he's holding these swords behind his back. So there is a strong sense of secretiveness and of dishonesty where I'm not telling you the truth. And I'm making this gesture, like, finger crossing. It's a way of lying without lying. So that you cross your fingers, somehow the superstition is that you're not in trouble for lying. Like, I'm not really lying. They think I'm telling them the truth, but me and God know I'm not. The swords are thoughts. You're keeping your thoughts to yourself. 2 sevens in the future with the Magician and the Knight of Cups. So this person, you in the future, for some reason, you have learned to wait and be patient. And you have learned to keep your secrets to yourself. And you have very powerful secrets now as the Magician. Your thoughts. You've learned to keep your thoughts to yourself. Something that you learn on this moon journey, which you're being very mysterious about, Cancer. It almost just shows you going on a journey as the Fool. And your mind's going to change. You're going to learn something, but it's completely refusing to show me what you go forward to. I see there's a lot under the surface. I see this tension between quiet and turbulence, like this Chariot, powerful action when that wave folds over on you and you just get pushed down into the depths and tumbled all around, so you don't know what's up, what's down. So you're going through a very powerful process. You're being told, you're looking at mundane things. There's something big here. It's big, like all these major arcana cards: Temperance, Justice, the Chariot, the High Priestess, the Magician. It's very powerful, very magical, and secret. And it's something that you have been cultivating for a very long time. And in the future, you have all these tools as a result of the labors on this journey. And you have learned to keep them private, even from me, your reader. And that's very frustrating for me, your reader. Let me see what if I pulled another card here and asked more questions? Because I'm told that that's what a good reader will do. I was looking at underlying energy there. The other deck said there's just like all this victory going on here. I need to shuffle this. It's still messy from the Scorpio reading I did earlier. So let's see. I don't know. Are you going to tell me a little bit more, future Cancer, about what present Cancer's studying on this moon journey? What is this about? Let's see. I'm going to just pull one card for each category. Okay. Oops, wrong side. Death. Death's on the bottom of your card, so major transformation. 7 of Fire. This is a part of this moon journey. It's about integrity. It's about knowing who you are in a contested space where people are competing. They're just like dark shadows. They're just nibbling at your toes in this particular version. It's a card of resistance often. This fairy is having no trouble rising above these. It's like sometimes people are giving you advice. You have reached victory in the previous card, the 6 of Fire, and people admire you, but then they kind of want to bring you down and they want to take your spot. You're resisting that here. Your Queen of Earth comes up in your look again at this Queen of Earth. So this part of you that is bent towards self-worth, this maternal tendency. You can see all these rabbits here, and so here's a Queen of Earth. Earth is here in this figure as well. This is a very feminine energy. This insecurity. Yeah, she's like this queen who has like a sense of self, but then she looks outside for security. So that's a part of your look at this. This is the part of you that's frustrated and feeling like you're abandoned and you're not getting your needs met. So then you're told, look to the light, right? Look to the light, get up from your self-pity and go towards that light. It's moonlight. And when you walk that way and you look at the moon, for me it's a feeling, because Justice, the Chariot, and the moon are here, and then we get the 7 of Fire. But this is, it's outside of your mundane life, so it feels like a political, really significant thing that's bigger than you, that you want to get involved in and shine in and bring balance to. So you kind of need to get out of your self-centeredness and your family, home, mundane centeredness here. And there will be other people to collaborate with as a result. So clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, a little page of fire. She brings passion, creative ideas, curiosity from another world. I often see her as a queer voice. In that the queer perspective is one that is outside of the known world, outside of the norms. But it would be like just to someone from another world, another culture. And this is what you get on your fool's journey. Yeah. She is another way of thinking about what is inviting you towards this journey. We had the Fool here, right? And you may recall we also had this Two of Swords. So I was saying that the cards are calling you towards this exploration that brings you out of the mundane and into looking at the world through young or foreign or queer eyes, an outside perspective. Okay. The Knight of Wands. Oh, again, we get the Four of Fire. So this is here twice. Four of Fire, Four of Wands. In this version of this card, we see two fairies who are helping a third. She's coming out of like a cocoon, like a butterfly. This is a wonderful day of inviting a new member into your fun world. This adds to this page of fire idea, and what it tells me is that this Knight of Wands, he's encountering Robin Hood, the archer, right? And in this encounter, something important happens. There's like an outside person who is bringing new insight to you. That's why you're not doing this moon journey alone. It can often be a solitary journey, but we can see from this Three of Pentacles that where you felt alone, you now have help. You have someone who's being added to the mix. They're like you. They're one of the people, your soul people, right? And so that this Knight of Wands is being interrupted by this archer on the trail. And so there's something important exchanged here that this other person, this outsider, brings into the mix. Yeah, and I say the mix because we see Temperance mixing. The High Priestess is here in the reason for this, and she shows up here under this hidden message. There's an outside message coming to you. I still feel like you're being a little bit vague, Cancer. The Ten of Earth, that's the future. So remember, Earth is here so many times as the Queen of Pentacles, but also as our oracle of the Earth, who is at home in the sea, in this marine life image. And so this shark here, like the crabby shark, there's all this going on. It's like family time, and the shark's miserable in that. That was the funny feeling I got right away. The shark's crabby, but all these other fishes, the shark just wants to be alone. Like, you know, Cancers, you can go into your shell and be alone. Like in this Five of Pentacles, like, Anyway, your future self says it may not be the same as what the Queen of Pentacles wants, but there is this Ten of Earth in the future. It's a grown-up and her child in this beautiful, abundant land. Very much of a 3D future that is brought in by this powerful magician, by the work you've been doing, the Seven of Discs. And there is some mystery here to how you bring this in, but it's a lovely future that your future Knight of Cups self. I'm going to ask, what is this secret? The Seven of Swords. What do you have? What are you not telling? What's your secret? What's your future self's secret? What if we get an answer? Let's ask. Four of Earth. Four of Earth. It's just another way of saying this is locked down and I'm not telling you. Seven of Water. Illusion. Elder of Earth. King of Earth. The Moon again. I love it. And then the High Priestess is upside down. The High Priestess is like, tarot reader you may not know. Okay, it's private. All right, Cancer. Whatever this is about, that's not for me to know. Your future self isn't telling you either. Maybe it's not good for you to know. Maybe a part of the process that you need to go through is a coming to know, a coming to understand. And so your future self has this. You will in the future know what this is, but we, your tarot reader, and you today can't know this yet. I want to pull one more card. Oh my gosh, I'm getting long. One more card. Let's just see. I'm going to ask, when is this future self? 10 of Earth would suggest 10 months from now. 7 of Earth, 7 months. Months. It's months away. 4 of Earth. But let's see. Any more information here about when this future self is? Okay. There's the Knight of Cups again. And then cups are very slow like Earth too. So it's going to be a while before you are done, which makes sense. This is a deep journey. It's turning towards something that is much more important than what you've been focused on to date. Whatever you've been focused on is not that you don't love it and it doesn't matter. It's just you have big work to do, Cancer. And when you turn towards that big, mysterious, magical work and away from this family-centered sense of like somewhere in home is not satisfying you, you're feeling neglected and abandoned, then you're going to find collaborators. You're going to meet this Four of Fire, this new person who comes in and is fun and gets you. It's like, and I see like there's other cocoons that are going to open here as well. Like there's definite movement from the isolation of a nuclear family kind of model to a community of magical people who operate through intuition, who have gone on this moon journey, a place of justice, of importance, of depth. The Magician is here, the High Priestess is here, the Temperance is here. This is a divine spiritual path that you are on. And on it, you're going to learn about who you are on this deep level, the level of the marine life. And I think that's my final message here from this crabby shark. He wants to go up to the surface. You want to go down. Forget that. Go down here into all of this beauty and magic, which you are built for as a Cancerian. It's just you're going to do this with others. It's not alone. It's not you alone in your hermit shell. Look there are schools of fish here. I understand this myself from studying druidry and natural magic, that I do it by myself, but when I go into this other world that I'm supposed to go to through meditation, there are so many people there. They sometimes appear as friends in my life now. There are gods, there are tree spirits. Like I'm told by my teachers to go and ask to meet these people, and I do. I meet them in this other world as suggested by my teacher. And so if it's not humans in the 3D that you encounter, although the 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Earth here suggests it's very much in the real world. It feels real. It feels, to me, this shamanic journeying that I do into this other place, it is just another real world. It appears to be all of the landscapes of my life, plus some places I have yet to visit. It is a place where I go, where I am coming to terms with things and healing things, and I have divine support. I mean, the people and gods and spirits and they're like persona that show up to support me there are very real. Like sometimes they're sexy, sometimes they're so sweet and so comforting. I have wept. I have felt all the things that I feel when I'm in the company of real physical 3D human beings in this other place. And so I share that with you, Cancer, because I think this could be that kind of a journey. I can think of one Cancer in particular who, I pulled a card, didn't I? Oh yeah, it was the Knight of Cups. Not very helpful. Who we talk about this stuff, so you know who you are. But people who watch tarot readings, you could probably relate to. So interesting and weird, and thank you for listening, and I hope you have a beautiful day, Cancer.